Beep beep everybody, hope you're all having a great day. Thanks so much for tuning into the channel. Today I'm doing a rant video, something I don't believe I've ever done on this channel before, but some things have crossed the line recently with me, and my complaint is with the U.S. Postal Service. And I'll give you an example very briefly, but a little story that leads up to it that made me cross this line is that I've had multiple packages that I have ordered off of eBay sellers that are based in Pennsylvania get lost in the postal system, where the seller would get a tracking number and you'd check it out, and that's the last thing that would get recorded. And they would just get lost in one of the distribution hubs somewhere in Pennsylvania. And in all cases, I did get my money back. I did ask the sellers what was going on, and they just refunded it, and they all said it was probably lost, and they said they've been having problems as well. So for the time being, I'm not buying anything from any eBay sellers in Pennsylvania. But something different came across, and this one did make it to me. I have this 3x5 card here to protect the seller's address and my own for privacy reasons, but this large black mark on here, the first thing I thought when I saw this was, boy, that looks like a burn mark or something like that. I have had envelopes come through that have had black streaks across it from the machines that probably do the sorting, but I've never had anything like this show up before. And on the back, there's like a little small brown line here. And you can see there's a bit of an indentation in here as well. That might be a burn mark. I'm not really entirely sure what happened there. But let's look at the card inside. Now you see here the lower left corner of this top loader is all warped. And it looks to me like it was melted. And this lines up with that mark on the envelope as well, and as you can see, there's paper stuck to it, the blue crisscross security paper that's inside the envelope. So it looked to me like this had been exposed to some high heat and experienced a little bit of melting, and when it melted, it became sticky and the paper stuck to it. I might be wrong about that, but that's what it looks like to my eyes. So if you think this was something different, please do speak up in the comments section. Now, the penny sleeve also has the same warping and kind of looks like it got melted. Now, when you pull the card out, there's no burn damage, but there's this crater where all this happened on the front. And on the back, you see the surface is dull on the back, but up where this happened, it's all shiny up here, like some residue came off the penny sleeve and adhered to the card. What was sad about this was I was trying to complete my 1980 top set, and this was the last card I needed. And the reason why I was seeking out this particular card was because the black banner where the NL All-Star name was pretty clear of printing flaws, because I seem to have noticed that most cards for the Dave Lopes card only have fish eyes or printing orbs across that black banner. And I'll show you a couple examples very shortly. But yeah, I'm not going to give the seller, I didn't even bother contacting the seller. This was only $1 for this card. And I gave them positive feedback because it was not their fault. I don't even think I'm going to contact the post office about this since it's just $1 card, but it just has me concerned what's going on out there. Now, I thought maybe there was a truck, on the highway that got into an accident and caught fire, and this envelope just had this little bit of damage, and other, stuff in there might have really been totaled. But I don't know. Who knows? But good news. A week later, I bought another Dave Lopes card like a day after I got that other one, and this one arrived, and this one's very, very nice. And so this completes my 1980 top set. So we have a happy ending. So I'm happy about that. And this one also has a nice clean black banner where the NL All-Star is. But let me show you some examples of some other ones that I do have in my collection. And these are not going to be part of the complete set. These are going into my oddball collection, but you can see there's a printing orb or a fisheye. I understood they're also called under this L. And I think there's a faint one over here. And this one has a little bit more going on here. There's one under the right star. Let me see if I can focus that. And you see there's one between the L and the A, and another one over here. I call these things printing orbs, but I think on the forums that I occasionally check for this stuff, they call these fish eyes. And it's basically debris that ends up on the printing press that shows up. But for some strange reason, most Dave Lopes cards from 1980, from the small sample that I've looked at, seem to have printing flaws across this black banner more so than those that are clean, which is unusual. Usually it's the other way around. Usually there are more cleaner cards than cards that have flaws. And I did do some checking on PSA because I was curious about it, but they do have PSA 9s that have that flaw, but the PSA 10s don't. And I always thought the PSA took into consideration printing flaws on the front of the card when they did their grading, but I'm not entirely sure because I've never had any of my cards graded and don't really plan to, at least for the time being. Anyway, let me know down in the comments what your experience with the Postal Service is. Are you having is it worse this year? Have you had problems longer than just the last 4 months? Is it on and off? Is it consistently bad? Is it consistently good? You know, all sides of it. Let's see what you folks think. And if you think this was something different than heat causing this damage, let me know your theories, because I'm not a chemist. I don't know what else it could be. It's just kind of one of those weird things. And I felt like doing a rant about it. So there's my rant, my first one. Hopefully I don't have any more. Who knows? But it had a happy ending, and that's what's nice about it. At least I got my 1980 top set complete. A set that I love. I love the design of it. But there you go. Okay, so let me know in the comments what you think. Postal Service, what kind of damage it was. If you just want to leave a beep beep, great. Have a great rest of your day, everyone. Take care. Beep beep.